Have I ever shared with you my healing testimony? Have I ever shared with you my beliefs about how our body is able to heal? See, I believe that we were designed by God in the image of God with the mind of God. So we were truly designed with the ability to heal. Back in 2004, I began to notice some symptoms. I started having nausea. I've always been constipated, my entire childhood even. I noticed more fatigue, more weight gain, subtle symptoms like that, things that people wouldn't really notice, but it was happening. And then gradually more and more symptoms began to pile on. I had more pain, I had more weakness, more exhaustion, and it just kind of kept coming and coming until I gradually got the diagnosis of rheumatoid arthritis and fibromyalgia, and then the symptoms became more and more and more, and progressively worse and worse and worse, until I had a list of symptoms. I mean, it was not symptoms, but diagnoses. It was probably like a list of 20 to 30, just for a few. IBS, I was hypoglycemic, I was hyperglycemic, I was anemic, had potential lupus, potential multiple sclerosis, low blood pressure, high cholesterol, low vitamin D, hypothyroidism, and the list just kept going on and on and on until I was finally diagnosed with the ultimate diagnosis of cancer. I was at a point where my life just seemed like a mess. I mean, it was one diagnosis after another. It wasn't like, I mean, some of you have the experience of suddenly you're diagnosed with diabetes or suddenly you're diagnosed with cancer. For me, it was obvious, it was clear that the symptoms kept piling on and on and on. And ultimately, that is what's happening with our bodies, no matter how we receive our diagnoses. I just happen to have, I went from doctor to doctor, and during the years I saw a lot of doctors, and each one of them gave me a different diagnosis. So that's ultimately how I got diagnosis after diagnosis after diagnosis, because each one of them saw it a little bit differently. Most of you don't do that. Most people have their doctor and they stick with them. They trust them and they go with them. I didn't find a trusted doctor until later down in my journey, when I started flipping things and actually healing. So I guess that was to my advantage, even though it felt like a disadvantage, because it felt like such a struggle to get someone to hear me. Now I have reversed all but two of those diagnoses. So the cancer and the hypothyroidism. Thyroid is oftentimes one of the last organs to heal. The numbers are looking much better for both of those diagnoses. So cancer is almost considered reversed. My numbers keep getting better and better. And the thyroid issues also just keep getting better and better. And so essentially I reversed all of the diagnoses. I am feeling so much better now than I was 5 years back, 3 years back. I've learned the process. I've learned what it takes, because a strategic plan works for healing the body. The questions that I started asking, or I kind of felt inside, like, why was this happening? Was God punishing me for wrong behavior? Was God mad at me? Was I a failure in life that only deserved to be tortured? Was I destined to struggle all my life? Have you ever, if you've got a diagnosis and you can admit to yourself, did you ever feel like that? Did you ever ask yourself those questions? Like, why am I sick? Why am I dealing with this? What did I do wrong? Friends, I want to tell you that God is not in the sky pouring down judgment saying, you did this wrong and so you're going to pay. That's not our God. Your body was made sick because It's had toxic exposure piled on after pile on after pile on. It's been a gradual process until your body suddenly gets so overwhelmed that it's done. It collapses. It is exposed in a diagnosis. Most people, on average, start feeling symptoms when they're 40. They wake up and 40 and boom, they start feeling pain. And the older they get, the more symptoms they feel until they reach 60 and receive a diagnosis, heart disease, they're obese, the diabetes, cancer, whatever it is. It gradually happened. Those were warning signs that, hey, something worse is happening, something worse is coming, do something. So from my story, hear me out. I feel I was blessed because these exposures were revealed. Not many people have these exposures revealed. They felt so traumatic in the time being, but it was truly a blessing in disguise. So arsenic was found in my well water. I was poisoned by arsenic. Toxic mold was found in my living and work environments. Childhood traumas were carried on throughout my life. Radon was found in my basement. Glyphosate, or it's the key ingredient in Roundup, was found in my blood. My diet was found to lack the essential nutrients needed to continue to live healthy. My wisdom teeth were removed improperly when I was in my early 20s. This is very, very common, but it's typically not found. It's a hidden infection that is not normally found, and this hidden infection festers in your jawbone and then is fed into your lymph system. So it moves throughout your entire body. So this festering dental infection can feed your entire body with infection, disease, and cause more issues. So those were my toxic exposures. Those were found like gradually over time. Nothing happened just overnight, boom, all this stuff happened. It was a gradual impact upon impact. So that's the same for anyone who becomes sick. If you think about your journey, did you move into a new home before you started getting sick? Did you have a traumatic life experience before you started getting sick? These exposures piled on top of each other. So again, it was a true blessing that each of those toxic exposures were able to be named, but they don't have to be named for you to heal. You can experience healing even if they're not named. First off, I'm telling you this to see, can you relate in any way? Does this seem like anything you've ever been through? Does this seem like your story? And if so, I've got a plan for you. I have created a strategic plan for healing. We were made to heal, and it is possible. Can you see yourself healed? What if you lived a life with energy again? What if you actually, your skin began to look younger and healthier? That's possible with a proper system. What if you lost the brain fog or the anxiety and the depression? It's possible. Can you see yourself living without these things? What about pain? So many live in chronic pain. Oh my goodness, I had so much chronic pain. I feel for you who are living in chronic pain. Did you know that it's possible to get rid of that? Did you know it's possible to reverse chronic pain? It is, friends. So my 3-step plan. First, ideally, discover the toxin and remove it. It's really, really hard to keep drinking the poison and expect your body to heal. So ideally, if you can get rid of that toxin, you'll be able to heal. Um, let's see, clean out the toxin from your body. So you've got to detoxify. It takes strategy, it takes some work, but your body was made to detoxify. You've got the liver, you've got the heart, these organs, the kidneys, these organs do work to detoxify, but when they become overloaded with toxins, they can't do an effective job. So you've got to help the body out. You've got to put in some processes into place, and it'll help to relieve these symptoms that you're dealing with, these horrible, horrific symptoms. There is possibility for relief. And then finally, you've got to flood your body with nutrients. Your cells are built with nutrients. What you feed it, you truly become. If you're feeding those cells, if you're feeding your body with nutrition, you're going to build healthy cells. You're going to rebuild your body. So you've got to start like pouring in the nutrients. Nutrients just have to be like your thing if you want to heal. Nutrition, get the stuff that, yes, what tastes good. Nutrition doesn't have to taste gross. Focus on what tastes good to you, because your body's probably craving that. But focus on things that fuel the body. And so you can live this stronger, healthier, more vibrant, more energetic you. I mean, imagine. It's so freeing to reverse the disease. It's so healing to reverse the disease. So, just a reminder, you were designed by God in the image of God with the mind of God. You, friend, were definitely made to heal. By the way, in my bio, I have all of my recommended resources of what I personally used on my journey in this 3-pillar process to heal. And so I've got all of my made to heal strategies in there for you. Check it out, because this is for you, for your purposes. I have spent hundreds of thousands of dollars on trying strategies that didn't work. These are the specific strategies that actually worked for healing my body, and it's what I'm continuing to do to fully reverse the cancer diagnosis and to fully reverse the thyroid issues. So I love you, friends, and be healthy, be strong. Look forward to a life of enjoying your grandkids and having the strength to carry them, having the strength to hold them, being able to walk your children down the aisle, whatever it is that you dream about. Maybe it's going camping with your spouse. Whatever it is that you dream about, do it healthily. Do it with strength. It's possible. Be healed.